What's going on, everybody? It's Crisis GX here, and welcome back to another episode of Excited Crisis Gaming. As always, don't forget to hit the like button down below to support my channel, subscribe to see my weekly updates on videos, on games, live reactions, and other news. And without further ado, let's get on to the news. Today I want to take a minute to discuss the new game that came out last week, actually. I know Far Cry Primal came out this week, but maybe I'll make a video about that later. However, I want to talk about Street Fighter V. The much anticipated fighting game of pretty much 2016, because no other fighting game has been announced. Oh, besides Killer Instinct Season 3. But anyways, back on to the point. Street Fighter V, in my opinion, has not been given the proper attention I believe it needed. Now, I have played the game for about a week, and I have made no videos on it because of a few flaws that are within the PC side. But those weren't the only flaws that were plaguing the game on its initial release. On day one, I was unable to play multiplayer, but then I found out it wasn't just me, it was a lot of people. And when you even started up the menu, you found out that pretty much the entire setup of the game, as is on release date, was set up for multiplayer. There is very little content single player wise, it's very bare bones and not a lot for those who are not hardcore players or people who just don't honestly like to challenge other people online. Now, I know you're thinking, well, why would you buy a fighting game if you didn't want to fight people online? Well, believe it or not, I actually used to be one of those people. I was never great at fighting games growing up, still kind of not, but I'm getting the better of it. But I didn't like playing against people who would just spam like 30 million combos on me and never let me touch the ground once and get a perfect KO. It was humiliating and it just pissed me off more than anything else. Now, there are people like that who are still like that and don't like to play online, but that doesn't mean they don't like fighting games. Sometimes they want to play the games to fight their friends or, to unlock characters, or they're a fan of the franchise and they like the story and all that stuff. But that's the thing, a lot of that is kind of missing here. Yeah, you can play on a story mode, but it's not really anything great at this moment. There's gonna be a good story update in about June, I believe, but that's a few months away. And there's more content to be updated in March, but that's also a month away. Well, from when it's released, it doesn't say when in March, it's just in March, so it's not even on the release date. The point is, you pay $60 for a game that maybe has about, like, I don't know exact measurements of how I want to feel. I want to say 2/3 or 2/4 or 3/4 of its actual content that it should have. Like, even challenge mode is blurred out. That's going to be an update in March, and that should have been there off the bat. Like, it's kind of disappointing that Capcom decided to go with this decision instead of releasing a full game with all of its product on release. I understand they probably wanted to get the game out to people as soon as possible. I mean, I understand that. It's good to give people what they want faster. However, was it really worth giving them only partial content? Because to be honest, at this point, I personally believe that this game is designed currently for hardcore players. People who take the game very seriously. They know all the frames, all the tactics, everything and all that stuff. Don't button mash for anything really. And it's really disappointing. Now, they fixed the multiplayer relatively soon after the game's initial release. However, the PC was plagued with something else on top of the multiplayer issue. And it is something I'm experiencing currently that I'm not alone on. The game consistently crashes on me. Within the span of 20 minutes to 30, it crashes on a severe level to the point where it just really sucks because, like, alright, it just ruins the experience. I'm in the middle of a match, I'm playing online, I'm actually doing well, and then it crashes. So it really sucks because they have, since the initial release, have released updates on the Steam page or news regarding what all the updates they're making, the patches and all this other work. Now they're doing well, but they seem to consistently miss on the PC crashing issue. That really sucks because that really diminishes the experience for me as the PC player. I got it for the PC because, well, I really wanted the upped graphics. I would have gotten it for the Xbox One because I have a lot of friends on there, but unfortunately Capcom decided not to release it there. So that's another issue. And it really sucks that where I bought it on, it's just plagued again with issues. It's giving me a somewhat familiar feeling of the Arkham Knight situation where the game is great, it just wasn't developed properly to be ported on the PC. Now, this is a less severe situation, as the Arkham Knight, as we all know, was just completely unplayable for a good couple of months. This is actually playable, but there's a time limit, and it sucks because I hear there's penalties for rage quitting in a match online, and actually this happened to me where I was angry, but I didn't rage quit. I got my ass kicked fair and square. Guy knew very lot about the guy he was using, and he beat my ass again. But as the game ended and it went to the giving you the points or losing your points screen, the game crashed on me. And that really sucks because I hope that doesn't go against me on the whole rage quitting thing, because I hear that there's penalties for it, it'll get docked points and that stuff, and that really sucks because it's unfair for people like me on the PC who are trying hard and have good sportsmanship and don't like to rage quit, because I hate people who rage quit on me. You know, and I don't want it to look like a bad image. I don't want people to remember, oh yeah, that guy rage quit, God, he sucks, you know, blah blah blah. Point is, it really sucks, and I'm hoping that the PC port receives some good needed attention relatively soon. Other than that, I personally feel that this game is great. The gameplay itself is very fun. You can get into it right away, whether you're a hardcore player or a casual player. Gameplay mechanics, everybody feels as good as they ever have been. I have been with the series for a little bit. I never got to play between Street Fighter 1 to like the beginning ones. I think I played a bit of Alpha a long time ago, but mostly Street Fighter 4 and all the other iterations after that, and then now Street Fighter 5. And I'm very satisfied with the way this game came out. The V system is amazing. I love how everybody has like a new ability that makes them unique. Some of them are relatively close to each other, but it is a new strategy to emphasize on each character, and that is great. So other than that, I personally believe this is a good game. It's just bare bones right now. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend people to buy this game as is unless you are, one, owning it or planning on purchasing it for the PS4 console, and two, are actually intending to take this online most of the time. You know, if you are just trying to get this out for the single player experience, I unfortunately have to say it is not worth the purchase at this time. Not to say that it won't ever be available or it won't ever be that way. No, probably after the June update, where the story mode, which we all saw the trailer for, looks really cool, will probably be the best time to buy the game. Hopefully by that time they will have fixed most of the issues plaguing it. The online is already pretty good now. It's running very well, and when it does, my only issue is the crashing thing. The graphics look amazing. The settings have never been any much of an issue. It's just the crashing is so consistent with me, and I hate it. I feel like every time I turn on the game there's a time limit, and that really sucks. So as of right now, I say don't buy it for the PC if you have that option. It's not exactly the greatest experience. It's not the worst, but right now the crashing the PC seems to be plaguing a bunch of people. Maybe not everybody, but I'm one of those. And the lack of content is really disappointing. But I know that won't always be the case, so please, proceed with caution whether or not this game is worth it right now. Personally, I feel it is a great fighting game. Do not get me wrong, but it really needs to be fixed in a couple of ways. So again, probably worth the buy in a few months from now. And currently, if you just can't wait, buy it for the PlayStation 4 if you have the option. The PC has a bit of issues that needs to work out, but hopefully that will change within the next coming months. Alright then, you guys, thank you so much for listening. That's it for this episode. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys do, show some support by hitting the like button down below and subscribe, and keep up to date with all my videos. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I do updates, I do live reactions and all this stuff. So please, again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.